Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. We're going to get into some really interesting stuff about PCOS and infertility. Yeah, we've got a ton of research on how holistic solutions can actually help. PCOS it can be a tough thing. It can really mess with your hormones, make it harder to get pregnant. But what if there were like natural therapies that could actually make a difference? That's exactly what we're talking about today. We're diving into acupuncture, customized herbal medicine, and low-level light therapy. And we've got an expert with us to break it all down. The Berkeley Center for Reproductive Wellness in NYC. They've been helping people navigate this for over 20 years. So to kick things off, let's talk about acupuncture. I've always been kind of curious about how needles can help with fertility. It always seemed a little mysterious, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. It's not magic, although it can definitely feel that way sometimes. Acupuncture is all about restoring balance to your body's energy flow. Specifically, it helps improve communication between your brain, ovaries, and uterus. And when those systems are all working together in sync, well, your menstrual cycle becomes more regular and you're more likely to ovulate, which is obviously a big deal for women with PCOS.
Wow, that's really interesting. So it's not just about relaxation. There's a real hormonal impact going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got acupuncture, but what about herbal medicine? The Berkeley Center seems to really emphasize that as well. What's their approach with that?
Well, they're all about personalization.
Yeah.
No one-size-fits-all remedies here. They actually craft these herbal formulas that are tailored to your specific symptoms and imbalances. It's kind of like having a botanical detective working for you.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. So what kind of things are these formulas targeting? Are they just trying to balance hormones, or is there more to it?
Oh, it's way more than that. It's multifaceted. Think of it this way. These herbs are working on several fronts all at the same time. Of course, they help regulate hormones, but they also support ovarian function and even fight inflammation, which we know is often a problem with PCOS. And all of that is meant to improve egg quality, which is, well, it's essential for conception and a healthy pregnancy.
So it's kind of like giving your body the support it needs to, function at its best, like a little tune-up for your reproductive system. Now, the Berkeley Center also uses something called low-level light therapy, LLLT. This one sounds super high-tech. Shining light to improve fertility. I mean, how does that even work?
Yeah, LLLT is it's pretty incredible actually. Basically, it uses specific wavelengths of light, often red and near infrared, to stimulate cell activity and promote healing. You can think of it as giving your cells a little energy boost.
Yeah.
And for people dealing with PCOS, it can be a total game changer.
Hmm.
See, with PCOS, you often have oxidative stress and inflammation in the ovaries, and that can really impact egg quality. What LLLT does is it targets the mitochondria. Those are the little powerhouses inside your cells. And it helps counteract all that stress and inflammation.
So it's like recharging those cells, helping them work better.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these therapies could work together. But what about the guys, though? I mean, fertility isn't just a female issue.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And the surprising thing is, these holistic therapies can be just as beneficial for men. Sperm health is a critical part of conception, and men go through so much too, stress, environmental toxins, hormonal imbalances, all of those things can affect their fertility.
So guys, listen up. You're not off the hook. These holistic approaches could help you too.
Exactly. Acupuncture can really improve circulation to the reproductive stress. It's really about giving those sperm a fighting chance.
That's amazing. What about herbal medicine and LLLT for men? What kind of effects can they have?
Well, customized herbal formulas can actually zero in on specific male fertility issues, like low sperm count or motility. And LLLT, well, it can actually improve all those key sperm parameters: count, motility, morphology. It does this by it enhances cellular health and minimizes damage to sperm DNA, and that's essential for successful fertilization.
It's really interesting how these approaches can address fertility issues for both men and women. This Berkeley Center sounds like a pretty incredible place.
They really are. They're all about personalized care, combining all their experience with the latest research. And they even do phone consultations and house calls in NYC. So, they're really trying to make these therapies accessible to everyone.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but before we move on, there's one thing I've been thinking about. We've been talking about these therapies restoring balance in the body, but what if we also considered the mind-body connection? Could things like stress reduction techniques maybe enhance the effects of these therapies?
That's a great question. And the answer is yes, absolutely. The mind-body connection is so important, especially when we're talking about hormonal balance and fertility. I mean, we forget sometimes, our bodies aren't just like machines. Our emotions and our mental state, they play a huge role in our physical well-being. And that's especially true when we're talking about something as sensitive as fertility.
Yeah, that's true. We always hear about diet and exercise, but it sounds like stress could be like a secret saboteur.
Exactly. When you're chronically stressed, your cortisol levels go through the roof. And that throws off that delicate balance of your reproductive hormones. So you could be doing everything else right, but if you're super stressed, it can really mess things up.
So even if we're like eating healthy, working out, doing all the right things, if our minds are racing, it can still affect our chances of getting pregnant.
It's a huge factor, yeah. That's why stress reduction techniques are so important. Things like yoga, meditation, even just deep breathing, they all help to calm down your nervous system, bring those cortisol levels back down, and ultimately restore that balance in your body. It's like it's like creating a peaceful environment inside where conception can actually happen.
It's like creating fertile ground, right?
Right.
Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well.
Exactly. And it's not just about managing stress either. You know, having a positive mindset, practicing self-compassion, feeling emotionally supported, those things make a world of difference too. It's really about taking care of your whole being.
This really highlights the fact that infertility isn't always like a simple problem. There's so many layers to it, both physical and emotional.
Oh, absolutely. It's very rarely just one cause. You know, it's usually this complex mix of different factors.
And that's where places like the Berkeley Center come in, right?
Mm.
With their personalized care. They seem to take a much more individual approach.
Yeah, exactly. They don't just throw treatments at you and hope for the best. They take the time to understand you, your medical history, your lifestyle, how you're feeling emotionally. It's about getting to the root of what's going on, not just covering up the symptoms.
It must be so reassuring for their patients to feel like they're really heard and understood, especially when you're dealing with something as sensitive as infertility. That kind of support can make a huge difference.
Oh, for sure. Feeling seen and validated by your healthcare provider can be incredibly healing in itself. It gives you the strength and confidence to really take control of your health and make positive changes.
So speaking of positive changes, let's go back to those specific holistic therapies we talked about earlier. Acupuncture, herbal medicine, LLLT. I'm curious how they all work together.
You can think of them as different instruments in an orchestra. Each one plays its part to create a harmonious whole. So acupuncture, with its strategic placement of needles, that works to regulate the flow of energy, improve circulation, and rebalance your hormones.
And then you've got herbal medicine, which provides that personalized support, addresses specific imbalances, and nourishes the body from the inside out.
Exactly. Every herb is chosen for its unique properties, and then they're blended together to target your specific needs. And finally, there's LLLT, which uses cutting-edge technology to stimulate those cells and promote deeper healing.
It sounds like a powerful combination. It's not just masking the problem, it's actually getting to the root of infertility.
Exactly. It's about optimizing your overall health and well-being so that you can conceive naturally and have a healthy pregnancy. It's not just about getting pregnant, it's about building a healthy foundation for both parents and for the baby.
That's such an important point. It's about giving people the power to take an active role in their fertility journey so they don't just feel helpless in the face of their circumstances.
You got it. It's about giving them the tools and the knowledge they need to make informed decisions and feel confident about their choices. And that sense of empowerment can be so healing, especially after you've been struggling for a long time.
It's about reclaiming your power, your body, your dreams of becoming a parent.
Yes. That's beautifully said. It's about so much more than just getting pregnant. It's a transformation that happens on every level, physically, emotionally, even spiritually. It's about embracing the journey, honoring your body, and trusting in the wisdom of nature.
What an incredible message of hope for anyone who's going through challenges on their path to parenthood. But before we get too carried away with the big picture, let's bring things back down to earth for a minute. What can someone actually do if they want to explore these therapies?
That's a great question. Let's get practical and talk about some tips and insights that you can use on your own fertility journey. We'll be back in a moment to really dig into the nitty-gritty of holistic fertility care.
Okay, so let's get practical. Let's say someone is really interested in trying these holistic approaches. What are the first steps they can take?
Well, the good news is there are resources like the Berkeley Center that make it easier than you might think. They actually offer phone consultations, so you can get personalized advice right from home.
That's a great option for anyone who's feeling maybe a little overwhelmed or just starting to, look into their options. But what if someone's ready to actually jump in and try a specific therapy? What's a typical acupuncture session like?
Well, imagine this. You're lying down comfortably, and the acupuncturist gently puts these thin needles into specific points on your body. Now, these points aren't random. They're chosen very carefully based on what you need, targeting areas related to hormonal balance, stress reduction, or even improving blood flow to those important reproductive organs.
So each treatment is really tailored to the individual. I've heard some people say that acupuncture is almost like a meditative experience. Is there any truth to that?
Oh, absolutely. Lots of people find acupuncture to be incredibly relaxing. It can bring on this deep sense of calm, which, as we talked about earlier, is a huge plus when it comes to, managing stress and boosting fertility.
Okay, so acupuncture's on the table. What about herbal medicine, though? I'm picturing, like, someone brewing teas at home, but I'm guessing it's a bit more complex than that, right?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely more nuanced than just grabbing some herbs at the store. A qualified herbalist will take a really close look at your symptoms and, figure out what's out of balance, and then they create a formula that's just for you.
It's like a personalized prescription straight from nature.
Yeah.
So what forms do these herbal remedies usually come in?
Well, they can be teas, tinctures, capsules. It really depends on what works best for you and the specific herbs that are in your formula. Each blend is carefully crafted for its unique properties and then combined to really maximize their effects.
Now, we can't forget about LLLT, the high-tech option. What should someone expect during a typical session?
LLLT is actually really simple and non-invasive. You'll usually either sit or lie down, and then a device emits specific wavelength of light onto certain parts of your body. For fertility, those areas might be your abdomen, ovaries, or even specific acupuncture points.
So no needles, no herbs, just light.
Mm.
And is it painless?
Totally painless. In fact, many people say it's actually quite soothing, like a warm, pleasant sensation.
It's amazing to think something as simple as light can have such a big impact on our health and fertility. So we've got acupuncture, herbal medicine, and LLLT, all these amazing tools to support fertility. But it's important to remember that they're not a quick fix, are they?
You're exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Holistic approaches take time and patience. It's about working with your body, not against it.
Mm-hmm.
Making those gradual, sustainable changes that support your overall well-being. It's a journey, not a sprint.
And it's a journey that, it requires you to embrace a more holistic way of life, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's about really tuning into your body, listening to what it's telling you, making choices that nourish and support it. It's about taking control of your health and fertility instead of feeling like you're just, a passenger along for the ride.
It's about reclaiming your power to heal and to create the family that you dream of.
That's it.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive. I feel like we've learned so much, but there's always more to discover, right?
Oh, always. The world of holistic health is constantly changing and evolving. There are always new discoveries being made. It's a really exciting field to be a part of.
So for our listeners out there, if you're feeling inspired to explore these therapies further, remember, the Berkeley Center is a great place to start. You can find their contact info in the show notes. Don't hesitate to reach out and take that first step. And remember, no matter what challenges you're facing, there's always hope. You have the power to take control of your health and create the future you desire. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the world of possibilities.